Okay, let's get started. It is Halloween, 10/31, 2024. Um, uh, Recording this video in Borrego Springs. I'm at Nightfall 2024, sponsored by Riverside Astronomical Society. And if we take a quick look here, I've got my small scope up and out. This is my second night of imaging, and I've kicked off the sequence using Target Scheduler, and we got a few minutes before things start to kick in. But this video is really about a decision I'm about to make, which is going to change how I approach this hobby. So, real quickly, what I've decided is I'm almost 100% certain that I am going to host my EdgeHD 8 at a remote observatory. One of the things about going to events like this, star parties, you meet people, and I met a gentleman, Greg Meyer. I'll put his Astrobin link in the video description, and we got into a conversation, and he's hosting at this remote observatory that I'm going to, I've already reached out to get the information. It's called Starfront Observatories. They're down in the Brady, Texas area. They have a bunch of information here, a bunch of videos, and then they have some pricing information. And I've decided that for many reasons, it's time to host my Edge HD8 and maybe cut back on my travel a little bit. Let's see how we're doing in kicking off the sequence. Okay, we got about 3 minutes. So I will need a couple of things to make it successful, and I'm going to probably need a new dovetail. Uh, it's this one here, the 645 millimeter. That will enable me to use my Edge HD with my aluminum dew shield, and also then I'll purchase a Alto 2 for opening and closing my light panel. So I will need one of these, and I'll need this clamp to mount that to the dovetail. And then there's a question out on whether or not I have the Giotto 220. I may have to purchase the Giotto 255 to allow enough clearance for it to properly open and close. I've got an email into Primalucci Lab to get clarification on that. But then I think I'm ready to reserve a pier, and I have a couple questions into Starfront, and once I get that information back, then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go ahead and reserve a pier and kick off this project. I had talked about doing a project like this some number of months ago, and I think now is the time. And I have been moving to automate both my scopes so that one day I could put either one or both into a remote observatory. And okay, we're about a minute away from kicking off here. And so let's just kind of keep an eye on this while we're talking. So for me to travel costs money. And let me just quickly go back to this here. I think the plan that I would be getting for my Edge HD8 is the standard pier for the size of my scope, and that would be effectively $299 a month. Um, they have remote hands labor available that you can request tickets, submit tickets for them to do tasks for you and everything. And okay, we're starting to kick off tonight's sequence. And what I'm doing tonight, or what Target Scheduler is doing tonight, is let's go into Target Scheduler, and what it has scheduled for me tonight. I'm going to be doing Sharpless 103 for a couple hours, and then switch over to I think it's Sharpless 240, the Spaghetti Nebula. I'm trying to get 25 hours on the LDN 1235, also called the Spaghetti Nebula. And right now, if I take a look at that project and I see what I have there, so for 240, I'm trying to get a total of 100 per filter for narrowband. And right now, this is the many that have been, the amount that have been accepted. And so I'm 77% on HA, 75 on S2, and 48% on O3. So we'll let that run. One thing that I've been doing when I go out for 4 nights or 3 nights, it costs me, if I come down this way, Southern California to Landers, it costs me like $250 minimum gas. And then if my Starlink is $165 a month. So, right there, that's $400 a month that I'm spending. And, I'd rather not do the travel anymore. There's other things in my life, and it's really hard when I'm sitting out in the desert and I can't do those things like pickleball. And I've really got on a fitness kick, and waiting, sitting out here, waiting for darkness multiple days in a row. It's kind of boring. I got to find things to fill my time and those type of things, when I'd much rather be sitting at my desk harvesting data off of my EdgeHD 8, and kick it off at the beginning of the evening, like is happening here, using Target Scheduler since I'm a Nina user, and then go to bed. And then the next morning my files will be in my Google Drive folder, where I can download them and start to process them. But I can go out and I can play pickleball. I could spend time with my wife. So economically, it makes sense to put at least one of my telescopes there, which would be the EdgeHD 8. And then I got a little bit more work to do with my RedCat 51. Yeah, if you've been following the channel, I'm down to one mount anyway. So the AM5 would be the mount that I would put on the pier for the EdgeHD 8 down at Starfront Observatory. And so I'm going to give this a whirl. One thing about me is I like to explore new things. And so I thought it was time. And many months ago, I started the process of seeing what I had to do to automate my telescopes. Part of that was moving off of the ASI Air Plus platform. Part of that was getting a rotator for my RedCat 51. My EdgeHD 8, it's a square sensor, so I don't have to really worry about rotation. The ASI 533mm Pro monochrome camera, it's square, so you're essentially framed. If I were going to do mosaics with it or something, maybe that'd be a little bit different challenge. But so this is my thoughts. I've already cleared it with my CFO, Lori, my wife. She sees the potential savings. Um, in time, maybe I'll get a mount for my RedCat 51, and maybe when her and I travel, it's easy to stash in a van, and based upon where we go, I might be able to get in a night of imaging or attend a star party somewhere. So I'll still have one telescope to work with, is my thought, while the other one is just collecting data down in Texas. So seeing's not too good tonight, as we're seeing here reflected in the guiding. And let's see here. Are my headphones on or off? They're on. So anyway, I'd like to keep you up to date with what I'm doing, so you know what some of the content will be focused around going forward. The other thing I notice is when I come out for new moon and I stay maybe 3 or 4 days, I really don't invest the time on a target that I probably should to get the amount of signal that I need to really make it a striking image. You know, I'm kind of trying to get in 2 or 3 targets over a 3-day period, and, you know, effectively in winter, 10 hours of darkness, so maybe you got 8 hours of actual collecting imaging, allowing for dithering and everything. You know, that's not a lot of time. So I decided to change that on this trip prior to making the decision or bumping into Greg, who mentioned Starfront to me, that I needed to invest more time on images, especially, or collecting data for targets that are faint. And clearly LDN 1235, Sharpless 240, the Spaghetti Nebula, is very faint. So let's just take one more look at that while we're waiting for the first image to come up. First target tonight is Cygnus Loop. Everything's looking pretty good there. I'm happy with that. Kind of happy with my guiding metrics, so pretty happy there. And I'm going to show you something when it comes to guiding that I think is helping me have improved metrics. I'm dithering, we'll take a look at that in a second, but let's go into target scheduler, and let's go to this target here, and bring this up. And it'll be interesting to see if the video keeps up with the loading of this image. I'm on my new Microsoft Surface Studio 2 laptop. So this is a very faint image, and the images that I like on Astrobin, you know, people are putting 30 hours into it, and in better Bortles than I'm imaging from. So I'm imaging from 3 and 4, Bortles 3 and 4. This is really a Bortle 4 dark site. So with my telescope in an observatory and having more nights available to me, and with the capabilities of Target Scheduler to allow for moon avoidance parameters, I'm going to have the ability in my mind to have more nights across the year to collect data for my projects. And I just wanted to show you one thing I'm doing. So on this one here, I just want to show you how I'm handling dithering these days. What I'm doing is I'm taking 2 of each filter that I need, and then I dither. So these narrow band are 5-minute exposures. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And if I'm still haven't collected all the RGB for my stars, it's 36, every 36 minutes I'm dithering. And so therefore I feel comfortable with my ASI 294mm Pro based upon data collected to date, where I'm taking 2 exposures before I dither for each filter, 2 exposures for each filter before I dither. I'm not seeing any type of pattern anomalies or anything that some people have reported with the ASI 294. So that I think is directly influencing my guiding metrics, because I'm not dithering as often, so the mount's not having to settle as often and those type of things. Again, I'm happy with this based upon the current seeing. So that's my thoughts. That's where I'm going. I made the decision. Everybody's on board. That's important to me, like my wife, and her and I have an agreement that we'll make joint decisions when it comes to spending money. And in this case, if I don't go out and do travel to dark sites anymore, and I just work with the EdgeHD 8, I'll actually be keeping some money in my pocket and a little bit reduction in wear and tear on the van. You know, I do enjoy going out, especially like events like this and meeting people and talking, or when I go and meet Patrick and Christian. But really, you know, 618 miles to get down here, and the van's about 16 miles per gallon on average, given all the grades and everything that I have to go up. That gas fuel cost alone is pretty expensive and is more than enough to cover monthly rental. You know, I'm basically leasing space at a remote observatory. They're Borrego 1 skies, 7x24 on-site tech. If anyone of you have worked in the internet data center space, kind of like a data center, right? Where you're hosting your computers and you have remote hands or smart hands to do tasks for you and everything. Yes, there is a fee. I think currently it's $50 an hour. They tout 220 plus clear nights per year, and you get 1 gig. You get Ethernet connectivity. So I hope you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you're interested in following me on this project to remotely host my EdgeHD 8. And that this will mean that since I'll be spending less time traveling to collect data, I'll be spending more time. I'll have more time available to process the data, and then I can start to turn around my backlog and start producing those images. And then my videos will focus more on processing data and less on trips, unless I'm going to a star party or something where I take my RedCat 51 to the star party. And that's how where things are at. Some good videos here and information, and this is this is the future for me. I'm excited about it, and I'm sure I'll learn a lot in the process, and I'll be able to, weather permitting, collect more time per target, and I think that's a key, getting more signal with a lot of other factors aside. Getting more good signal, I think, will help improve my images beyond where they may be today relative to the amount of time I've invested in collecting the data. So, all right, everything seems to be running good here. I have some time before we hit the meridian, because I think we're already in its transit. We've already transited the meridian, I think. Let's see, 103. Yeah, we can see right down here in this view here, that I started imaging after it had already passed the meridian. So yeah, if you're a Neener user and you have not checked out Tom Palmer's target scheduler, I strongly encourage you to do that. Okay, here's some images that I've started to collect tonight, and there was 131, one that they've scored. So there's a scoring engine that I use. I can ignore the scoring, use the engine, and actually use the exposure. Interesting. Do I get a when I have something like this? Okay, yeah. So it'll tell me the file name and location, the image file, and everything, and give me a bunch of parameters. And then ultimately, what I do is I bring it into PixInsight. I do a blink. I look at the images, and then I make a decision. And but it's kind of nice to know how the images are looking from the parameters in the scoring engine that's available within Target Scheduler. So it was kind of an easy night. Last night I imaged, and I did the polar alignment. I didn't move the scope during the mount during the day, so I was able to kick off right away without doing a polar alignment. I didn't do a calibration because the calibration last night was really good, so we're running off of that calibration. And again, given the poor seeing that we're experiencing right now, I'm okay with these guiding metrics. And with the RedCat 51, you have a lot of leeway when it comes to guiding. All right, I don't know that there's anything else of significance there. I'll just take a quick run down the equipment. ASI 294, ZWO filter wheel, focuser, ZWO EAF. There's my Wanderer Astro Mini V2 rotator, AM5 mount, guiding. Here's the Wanderer Astro Wanderbox V3 Pro switch. And then I use open weather to give me an idea of what's happening. And right now it says cloud cover is 0%. So, all right. So far, a good night, but you never know. This is astrophotography. Things can take a turn at any point. But my RedCat's been running very well on the AM5. Target Scheduler has been really an effort saver. So easy to use. Once you build a basic template and you drop the container in, which is right here, which is the main thing, and then here we can take a look and see what's been happening. This target is scheduled to stop at 11 minutes after midnight, and that's when the next target will start. I've got my robocopy going, so I'm writing to a directory on my local drive and then to a thumb drive, so I have the data protected. Really straightforward using the target scheduler container, and then I use this DIY Meridian flip trigger, and what it's going to do is it's going to alert me when it's getting ready to flip. I'll get a message via pushover to my phone to let me know that that's going to happen. So, all right. Probably once I end this video, things are going to go to heck, but I'm pretty confident. Last night was a good night, and I expect the same unless clouds move in. Tomorrow night, Friday night, probably clouds. Saturday night, probably clouds. So here again, you know, if I was in the Starfront Observatory and clouds were rolling in, it happens to be rainy down there right now, but if clouds are rolling in, I would get a message saying that they're going to be closing the roofs. And, you know, I think, okay, no sweat. There's plenty of time left in the evening. I can go do something. I can, whatever. When you're out 618 miles from home and in some remote area or out in the desert and the clouds roll in, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, you just gotta kind of wait it out, and it's just additional lost time. So, I'm kind of going on about this because I'm trying to, this is my way of making decisions. If you see any cons to remote observatories, if you have any experience with Starfront, let me know. I'd like to hear about it. And here up here they have a list to determine what type of peer. So for my Celestron EdgeHD 8 with a dew shield, I'll need the standard mount, and then that takes you to getting an idea on that's stats. Yeah, so it's raining down there right now, and Tuesday it'll be good. But anyway, yeah, there we go, back to there. So, all right. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome. Be sure and check out the affiliate marketing links in the video description if you're looking for a way to support the channel. I have Amazon links there. If you use one of the links, go to Amazon. Even if you don't buy the item at the end of the link, if you buy anything within 24 hours on Amazon, having used my link to go there, I'll get some affiliate marketing credit, and that means I get a few nickels and dimes as a result of your purchase. And I can't see who purchases what. I just see the items that are purchased. So, all right. Probably longer video than I had expected, but hopefully you're out somewhere imaging tonight, the 31st, Halloween, or maybe you're at your door handing out candy if you're in the U.S. Other than that, clear skies.